Hello, class. Today we're going to be learning about something that I just totally forgot to teach you in November. Silly me. Today we're going to be talking about the very first Thanksgiving. Now, what do y'all love so much about Thanksgiving? I know for me, I love to hang out with my family. I love to eat turkey. I love to eat mashed potatoes. What are some of y'all's favorite foods? Me too. I love rolls. They're my favorite thing in the world. So, do you guys think that the very first Thanksgiving, the first one that's ever existed, would look different than how we celebrate it now? Yeah? How do you think it would be different? Yeah, I mean, like they lived a very different life. They didn't have houses. They probably didn't have the same food. Yeah, I bet it looks very different. So today we are going to be learning about the very first Thanksgiving, and then we're going to have a fun game afterwards. So let me get my screen sharing ready. Okay. So for the first Thanksgiving, it was all the way back in 1620. So on September 16th, 1620, a group called Pilgrims left England because King James did not permit religious freedom. Religious freedom. Can anybody tell me what religious freedom is? Yeah, it means that we're welcome to worship any God. We're welcome to have any religion, just like how we have it here in America today. That's what they were wanting. So he said, everybody has to belong to the Church of England. So the king in England was saying that everybody had to go into this one religion, whether they wanted to or not. And the Pilgrims did not want to become a part of the Church of England, which is why they wanted to come to the new land, which was America, where we are today. So because of that, the Pilgrims boarded a ship called the Mayflower and set sail for America. Have y'all heard of the Mayflower? It's a very historical boat. So they sailed for 66 days over choppy waters and sometimes through stormy weather. So for over 2 months, they were sailing on a very, very dangerous ocean, and they had to go through a lot of hardships. Then on November 21st, 1620, the Pilgrims arrived in America. They landed in Plymouth Rock in Plymouth, Massachusetts. That's way up north in New England. All right, so for the very first winter, once they got there, they went through all that hardship. People got sick. Some people even died on the boat. They had to go through winter. Now, do you imagine how hard that would be whenever you don't have the proper house to live in, you don't have the proper clothes, you don't have enough food? That can be very hard, and they had to right away go into that. So there were about 100 pilgrims whenever they got there. And during the first winter, it was very cold and difficult for the pilgrims to survive. Many of them were sick and they did not have enough food to eat. Half of the pilgrims did not survive the first winter. So that means only about 50 pilgrims were left after the first winter. It's crazy, right? But luckily, the Native Americans were very friendly to the pilgrims when they got there, and they wanted to help them out. So they taught them how to live in the wilderness. They taught them how to grow crops. They taught them how to hunt. They taught them how to fish. And because of that, the pilgrims were saved. That they knew how to survive in this new world. Without the Native Americans, the pilgrims probably would not have survived, and that would not have been good for us today, right? Right. Why would that not have been good for us? Right. All of us wouldn't be here today. So now, the Thanksgiving feast. In the fall, the pilgrims harvested their crops. What does harvested mean? Can anybody tell me what harvested means? Yeah, it means that they were farming. They were getting their plants together, their fruits and vegetables. So they were very grateful for the Native Americans because they taught them how to survive. And the Pilgrims and the Native Americans had a feast to give thanks for their food and their friendship, which is what gave us Thanksgiving. So now Thanksgiving today. Today, Thanksgiving is celebrated on the fourth Thursday in November. So the date isn't always the same, but it's always the fourth Thursday. It's where family and friends gather together to give thanks, and we share food, laugh, and love. So now, we're going to be talking more about what the first Thanksgiving really looked like. So, the first Thanksgiving happened 10 months after the Pilgrims arrived at Plymouth. So they have already built houses at this point. they had meeting places, and by now the Native Americans have taught them how to hunt, fish, and crop. So, do y'all think that they had turkey at the first Thanksgiving? 'Cause I feel like that's very common today. What do you guys think? Yeah, y'all think they had them? No, actually, what people who studied history think is that they actually had duck, because duck hunting was very, very common. So they probably had duck instead of turkey. While they were preparing for the feast, the Pilgrim woman would roast the freshly plucked ducks over the fire. Then their children would have to pitch in by grinding in corn and like having a porridge to go with the duck. All right. And now whenever for the actual dinner itself, there's only one written account for the first Thanksgiving, and turkey isn't mentioned, like we already said. And there was no cranberry sauce or mashed potatoes. What kind of food is that, right? But they had duck, venison, and dinners that had like seafood, cabbage, onions, corn, and squash. They still had quite a bit of food, but it doesn't look anything like ours today. And also, this is what I find super interesting. It was a week long. Imagine celebrating Thanksgiving for an entire week. That's a lot of food, right? So now that we've learned about the first Thanksgiving, we're gonna go over a fun game to go over the first Thanksgiving, right? So we're gonna be playing a game called Ships and Sailors. Now, before we even start doing this game, we need to go over some safety rules, right? So rule number 1, there will be no running at full speed. Just quick walks, okay? No running. Rule number 2, there's going to be a movement called hit the deck, and that's where you have to go down to the ground. During that, I do not want to see anybody slamming onto the ground. I'm going to want to see people slowly going down to the ground. Like, put an arm down first and slowly go down. Okay? I don't want to have any broken bones in this classroom today. Rule number 3, no pushing. Rule number 4, no tripping any of your classmates. That's mean, and I don't want to see it. Rule number 5, keep your arms close to yourself so that way you don't hit your neighbor, okay? Make sure you keep them close. All right? So now we're going to go over the game. So for Ships and Sailors, it's a lot like Simon Says. So I am going to be yelling out commands that you're going to follow. And if you miss one, you're out, okay? Now, while you're out, I'm still going to want to see you cheering on your classmates because that will go towards your grade. And I want to see everybody having good sportsmanship, okay? So the first one that you'll hear me call out is Captain's Coming. When I yell out Captain's Coming, I want you to stand still and salute. And you have to keep this, you have to keep on saluting and standing still until I yell at ease. And then you can go down and listen for the next one, okay? If you move before I say at ease, you're out, okay? Now the second one is I will say ships. And for ships, I'm going to want you to move to the left. But remember, no running. The third one is sailors. And for that one, you will move to the right. Okay? Again, no running. The fourth one is 3 men rowing. And that's where you're going to get 3 of your friends and you're going to act like you're rowing. If there's not enough people for at that point in the game, you just have as many people as you have. So there are going to be 2 of you pretending to row. The next one is 4 men eating, and you're going to get in a circle and act like you're eating. Again, if there's not 4 people in the game, just do it with how many people are left. All right? The next one is hit the deck. Does anybody remember what this is? We talked about it in the rules. It's where you'll go to the ground. Remember, no going down fast. So I'm going to want you to see going gently down and laying down. If you are unable to go down, that's totally okay. Just play dead. Okay, if for whatever reason you cannot go down to the ground, just play dead. Got it? The next one and the last one is seasick. And for that one, you're gonna act like you're throwing up. All right, let's review, shall we? So if I yell, Captain's coming, At ease, then you go down. If I already say captain's coming, then you go down before I say at ease, you're out, okay? Ships, you're gonna go to the left. Sailors, go to the right. 3 men rowing. 4 men eating. Seasick. Ugh. All right, now before we can play this fun game, we're gonna have to do a warm-up. So our warm-up is gonna be 10 jumping jacks, 10 seconds of running in place, 10 seconds stretching our arms in the air, and 10 seconds with our touching our toes. All right, let's do it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. All right, guys, let's get started. All right, let's play, shall we? Captain's coming. At ease, hit the deck. Seasick. Ugh. Sailors. Captain's coming. Oh no, I'm out. So, sadly, we cannot all play this game because we're not all together, right? That's sad. So, after we're done, I want you to have your hands on your head and to be walking around, cooling off. And once you feel like you've gotten your breath, you can get it all together. Now, can anybody tell me why the Pilgrims survived after the first winter? What kept them going? Yes, it's because of the Native Americans. And where do these people come from? The Pilgrims? They came from England. Why do you think they came to America? For religious freedom? That's correct. So at this point, I would give the kids a 10-question quiz, and that grade would actually go along with their participation for the game. And yeah. So I'm so glad that you guys learned about the first Thanksgiving today. I hope that you had fun with our activity. And yeah, I'll see y'all tomorrow.